Yo, it's your boy Colin, aka Colin Trades CSP, back with you with another video. Today is day 7 of the trading journey, documenting every single trade that I take when it comes to trading on this prop firm platform. Today we were able to secure a two wins, one loss. One loss being a pretty decent sized loss, but then took it back when it comes to securing some profits on two very solid trades. Knowing to get out of the trade when it came to that loss on a breakout when it comes to invalidating my price level, and then the other two trades were pretty straightforward. So let's basically review the trade, see how we did today, and then just basically make a side note to ourselves when it comes to taking a trade going into tomorrow's trading day. So first, let's look at the overall account. We're currently sitting at $50,749, so up $749 on the account. And today's day, on the 24th, we are currently trading. We are currently made roughly around $427. So not too bad when it comes to start off the week, but unfortunately when it came to the first trade that I took for a minor loss, it was not following my rule books, but also I think I got a little bit too antsy on the trade. So now let's go right into the charts. So looking at looking at the chart overall, we had a major sell-off on NQ, which then led everything to the downside. Now there was a gap that needed to be filled for QQQ that got filled instantly, which then my main target was shorts. Once we were breaking to the downside and we started the 15-minute candle, we kept retesting this 15-minute candle. Like basically opening range, and we were unfortunately unable to get to the downside. Now I did see ES was breaking to the downside, which then it gave me the idea of shorts, but unfortunately I did not take it on the opening range break of the 15 minutes. That was red flag number one. The next thing too was that I unfortunately took this short roughly right here at 10:27 of the break of the EMA cloud, which that, like I said, is not in that 15-minute range break like something like this. And unfortunately, I basically entered too early on the trade, not waiting for the break below, thinking that we were going to short, and unfortunately got stopped out instantly on the next two candles with the break of the EMA cloud, but also the break of the longer term 50 EMA as well, which then this leads me to my second trade. Once I saw that break and retest of this EMA cloud, I basically started to flip my bias long. You know, there's sometimes ideas people will take one trade, call it a day, and basically that is it. Now that is a smart way to do it, as you know, you do not want to stack your losses, but I saw the opportunity to start to flip my bias long. Like I said before, we were basically testing these lows once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Unfortunately, we didn't get the shorts that we wanted, so I just basically flipped my bias long for the day and then took the longs to ride for a nice upside, which then basically wiped out the loss that I took on the morning trade. The first trade then basically evened out the day when it comes to the playing field for my next trade. And me personally, when it comes to trading NQ and ES, NQ is a little bit more volatile and you can lose money a little bit faster. So I'm making a note to myself to try to focus really on ES, as ES is a little bit more stable, doesn't have the major swings like NQ. So leading into the final trade of the day, when it comes to the third trade, I took a nice stab short at this basically 1 minute candle right here. Now, I didn't look at the 1 minute candle when it comes to my entry. I was really mainly focusing on the 5 minute candle. As you can see, we had a nice push to the upside. We had the break of the cloud, but then we instantly rejected. So I knew exactly that I felt that basically the bears wanted to hold this level to then push this market a little bit further down. So then I basically tried to take a stab shorts with the break of this high, with my stops over this high. So I took the shorts, we got a nice wick, so very minimal drawdown, and then we basically flushed to low of the day. Now, you're probably asking, hey, why did you take this trade? Now I had a little bit, a lot, like basically a decent amount of confluences when it comes to taking this trade. One, I had a MACD squeeze starting to flip light green, basically meaning we had a little bit weakness or momentum coming into this side. So that was one. Another thing too, you start to look over to the left. We had basically pre-market area roughly around this zone right here. Now it's not exactly touching this area, but it's definitely something notable. So we had a pre-market touch here, pre-market touch here. We broke below, we had touch here, touch here. So I knew this area going into today was some type of confluence that I was definitely going to pay attention to see for potential shorts. If we rejected here, then we could see nice low a day push, which we got a nice rejection here. Now the third confluence, so we had the MACD, we had the pre-market, so basically support zones, which then became resistance. The next and last thing I had was the Fibonacci of low, basically the high of low of the day. So that kind of matched up right into that area. Not exactly, but a decent area to basically pay attention to when it comes to the overall trading day. So once I saw this candle start to flip red on the 5-minute candle, I took a stab short, like I said, with stops above this. If we did start to break above that, then I definitely could basically flip my bias long. But I knew that this was probably an area of confluence for a potential short idea, which then I basically took a stab short, rode it to roughly around this near low of day. So that was a nice 400, I believe, win, because like I said, the first two trades were basically just made me break even a little bit in the profits, which then this was really my main trade overall with a solid 400 plus win, which it was good for the overall day today. So overall, I would say it would been a decent day. Definitely some learning lessons when it comes to trading NQ and ES. And, one thing I'm going to tell myself moving forward, this is a long game. NQ, you could make a lot of money trading, and you can probably pass an eval within 1 to 2 trading days. But me personally, I'm still trying to learn, but also I'm still, I'm not used to the extreme volatility when it comes to NQ. And me personally, I do not like seeing me down $400 to $500 within 2 to 3 ticks on the downside and not having a decent size risk to reward on the NQ side. So NQ, like if I do trade it, it has to be a quick scalp for $100 to $300. But in this current market, you never know when it comes to the swings to the upsides and downsides. So I think to manage my volatility risk, I think I'd be trading ES moving forward, just to learn how to trade, but also just to see if I can manage my risk to reward a little bit better. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Today is completion of day 7. So far looking so good. Just got to make sure to stick to my rules moving forward and continue to get better day by day. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.